Hi, coach.
Yes, sir.
How have you been?
I'm all right.
So, well, first of all, I just want to say, the Umoja team, it looks revamped. I don't know what any plans. I don't know the plans for this season, but I know
But
good good things are here to come.
Sorry, say Matana. I didn't get what you said.
First of all, I, 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 I can say like the Umoja signings really caught me off guard. I never thought that you guys are gonna pull off a power move like that. You
Oh, they
fully that
moved.
one that move, like those players, like the way the team was revamped. I never saw that coming, honestly. I didn't.
Well, it's really in the sense where you have to get that players have their own feelings and emotions, right? And the players just felt they needed a change from the system in which they were in terms of environment, and so they moved. Of course, it was a surprising move to everybody, myself included, but it was a beautiful move. I'm a late addition, by the way. So before you think that I am the one who made the move, I didn't. I will not take credit for that. I didn't do it. I found them there.
But your wealth of experience is a lot. When I saw that squad, then I saw you there. I was like,
Yep.
there's something there. Like there's something there.
Yes. And now that's where the pressure comes in because just like you said, you've looked at us and you're like, okay, okay, okay. Now I need to see something. And so that's where the pressure comes in. And it's positive pressure because the league needs to become more dynamic. The league has to stop being predictable, right? So we have
Yeah,
to create scenarios where, even when guys are talking, sorry to digress, even when guys are looking at KPA's loss, I'm laughing because I'm saying it's just the beginning of the season. And a lot of teams have new players. And so when you have new players, the rotations are a bit crazy in your head as a coach. And
yeah.
sometimes you can fumble. You can fumble according to the crowd. But guess what? If you make those subs and it works, they say you're a genius. When it doesn't work, you're an idiot. It's a risk you got to take. So
Uh,
I
I,
don't.
I I honestly believe
Yes.
so because I honestly believe so because you have been part of like that this you can take the example of the Storms team, like after every off season,
Yes.
regardless of how the season ended, like you have to revamp the squad. There are players that you let go, there are players that you add. So figuring out your best team at the start of the season can get a bit hectic. So it's always progressive. You're trying to figure out my best team, like who can I go to in this situation. So
Yes.
from a
And so that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. So if somebody comes to me and says, you're not coaching well, I'm like, but the players that left my team didn't leave. The guys from the other teams scouted them and came to them with better offers, right? So you can't say I didn't do anything. I did. That's why you saw them, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
not like the players stood up and said, I don't want to play anymore only. No, all those who went to Swish or whatnot, they were called by the ownership. I've looked at you. I like how you play. I have an offer for you. I want to make a better offer. So it just shows the work. Every year you've seen it in the league. You've
Yeah.
observed, you've even critiqued it sometimes. Every year
I,
I've lost my key players every season, right? Every season.
I
So
actually feel some type of way about it because I feel like KBF transfers can be broken. I feel like they are broken because man, the rate at which like teams are just revamping. Okay, I'm just saying from an outside perspective, from an
yes,
analytical
yes.
perspective, from just looking at how transactions are happening in the league. Can I
Mm-hmm.
say it's a state? Can let's put this statement right? KBF transfers,
Mm-hmm.
KBF transfers and free agency signings are broken. I feel that way because
What do you mean by broken?
when I'm saying broke. When I say broken, I don't mean like it's broken, like something that is bad. I'm saying there's a flaw in the system, and a lot of
The
teams
big,
are able to manipulate it. And this is the thing is this, right? So, like, take the case of the National Basketball League, the NBA. Like, there are certain things, they are guided through the salary cap, the tax exemptions, those mid-level exceptions. Like, they have like a set way that they have to construct their teams, retool. If there's a rebuild, retool trades. I don't think KBF is like that much regulated because you're seeing like a team can even just revamp the roster, like you know, like Thanos. Like it's a new team, so.
yeah, but it's not the same setup. So you said that, and that is interesting, but that's not it. Our league is an amateur league, which is aspiring to become a semi-professional league. I don't have a problem with how it is set up right now because it's teams that are not acting right. Players or employees in quotes, okay? And sports is a multi-billion, trillion
Yeah.
industry. We treat it like a hobby. So a lot of us as teams, we don't have resources. Basically, we offer nothing to players. So why would a player not have the right to leave for a situation where they can pay rent and have a livelihood? It is the teams, it's not the federation, it's the teams. It is not the federation that created Thunder. It is a team. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah,
So
yeah,
teams have to change. Let me explain. Teams have to change their mindset. As team managers, you have too many team managers who are not preoccupied by the welfare of their players. So thinking about them in terms of not transport 500 to come for practice and games, but in terms of how can I make Nderitu earn from playing for me, but he can pay rent even if it's in a small place in a small area, and he can always have ugali and sukuma to survive
yeah,
and show
yeah.
up for practice. So as long as we don't do that, we cannot reach where you want us to reach. Where you want us to reach comes when there are already investors everywhere. But we create a balance because in as much as the investors, there is one who can pay 50 million and one who can pay 2 million. So we balance and that's why we create salary caps. And just like the trivias you see online, we will say, whatever you do, you got 15 players and you can spend 50 million. Figure it out with your salaries because you have to control that. Because as much as you're talking, the NBA is regulated, it's why you don't see the imbalance you're talking about. If the NBA decided to just not have a salary cap, they're rich teams, LA, Portland, New York, whatever, they could do whatever they want and get into luxury tax and
Yeah,
pay whatever. You get what I'm saying? It
yeah,
will
yeah, yeah.
just become disorganized. But at an amateur level, it's very difficult. Players don't have contracts. Teams don't have contracts. Teams don't have the bare minimum. Forget about salaries. You need insurance. You need ABCD for players. Do we have it? Do we
Like,
have a team doctor? Do we have a physio? Do we have a first aid kit? Do we have a first aid trained person? We don't have so many little things. Do we have a bank account? Even if you wanted to deposit money in the team's account, how many teams have a bank account where you can deposit 10 million and you're sure that it is only going to the basketball team and they can now start accounting for it? You get it? So
yeah,
our
yeah.
problems are multi-layered, where it starts from the base, the clubs. The federation is the last level. For this league to become professional, it is teams that make it professional. If we have 8 professional teams in the league, they have the strength to say, no, we are here and we need the league to be professionally ran. We need to get
Like,
sponsors. We need to have a collective bargaining agreement because they're pros. But these ones are not pros.
coach, there's one thing like I totally agree with your approach, but the thing that I say is like, okay, the teams, they dictate the standard, right? But the reason as to why I even mentioned the Fed, I'm like, they create policies. The only thing is, like, they're the regulatory body, like, create policies. You're like, hey, look, these are the parameters you're supposed to operate in. Hey, look, you give like, they give like
They
policies
actually
that follow.
don't. That's what I'm
They
saying.
they
Again,
they, they
they
have they
actually
have
don't.
even if you're not making money from basket, it's okay. But create like
My
policies
point
and
is,
like, hey, look,
Dennis, they don't actually listen. Like the constitutional review that everybody talks about, it is the team managers. There's a document based which stems from the Constitution of Kenya, the Sports Act, and of course any and a lawyer's point of view on general sports policy and FIBA. Right? They
yeah,
present to us a document. The document is not a confirmed document. We are the ones in the meeting, and I was there, who pass each and every part. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
whatever we don't approve of, we vote against, etc., etc. The issue we have is the non-attendance of the stakeholders. In basketball, the stakeholders are the basketball team managers. Okay?
yeah,
If if they don't attend, we have 62 teams between Division 2, Division 1 ladies and men, Premier League ladies and men, which are all under KBF 62. If we're supposed to be 62 team managers at a meeting and we are 17, you cannot talk about the federation. I refuse that. Ask the other team managers where they are. Where are the other 45 guys? Is the real question. And those are the people who are holding basketball back. You understand me? Because
yeah,
they don't show up, they don't educate themselves, and they don't come up with solutions. It is one thing to say you're bad. It's like me saying to you, you're a bad journalist, right? Then I have to tell you, what do I mean, right?
yeah,
Why am I bad? Explain yourself. Now, if I can't explain myself, then I'm just biased. Okay? When people speak about how the league is ran, you must understand the document called the Constitution. Team managers have power, but they abscond from their powers. They sit in small gossip groups, and others don't even know what is going on. And then the 12 to 15 interested parties show up. So if you have, I'm just giving an example, if you have 10 guys or 15 who are pro status quo, they'll vote
yeah,
for it. It is not the federation voting, it is those guys because they have protected interests, maybe, right?
yeah,
So, what needs to change, what some of you need to do more, is do things like after the AGM, seek for the names. Be like, I want to know the names of the team managers who actually attended. And then call out those who didn't attend. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're calling
yeah,
out the wrong person. Call out those who didn't attend. Said, Abel, TM Storms, I've looked at the list of attendees, you were not there, which means you refuse to give us a vote and a point of view when we have an issue at hand. If and when you will do that, all the pundits that talk about basketball, you will see the change you're seeking for. But you don't. You attack the person that should not be attacked. KBF is an office. They'll leave. And so, look at the basketball ecosystem. We are together in groups. Look at the basketball ecosystem.
yeah.
Do we actually generally like each other? Is a question I'm asking. Do we? Do we like each
Uh,
other?
I don't think so. Like, we
Thank
we
you.
don't,
Thank you.
we
We
don't, we
don't. We
don't.
don't. We don't. We don't help each other. So, which means if we are put in positions of power, how would somebody who doesn't like you help you if he's in power? He'll destroy you because he actually has the power to do it right now. So, once we can change our little small mentalities and understand that it's one space we're in, one space. So, it is okay to tell somebody when things are not done the right way, right? But
Yeah,
offer a solution. You don't have to say it in a spiteful manner, like you just want to prove that they're wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. And so what's the
yeah.
answer? You also don't have the answer, then it's a problem. You're just being spiteful. So let's come up with, yes, we've seen the problem and here's the solution. Hence,
And
I've told you first solution. Yes, go ahead.
even the thing is, even with the problem, I'm not the only one who can come up with a solution. If you can come even as a collective, we can generate a solution that works for everyone. Like, let's say for example,
Thank
like
you.
I don't have to like come up with a solution. Okay, I can come with part of it. It's like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
puzzle piece. It's a puzzle piece. If I can come and say, hey, look, we need to do A, B, C, then another guy comes and says, what if we add D, E, F to your A, B, C like that? then
Yes.
GHI, like that. We do if we're able to do that. Now when we come up with the final solution, be like, we agree. We agree on it and we
And
move. But
and that's the
that's the
point I
thing.
always try to point out. When guys will say cartel, I'm like, there's no cartel here. I'm just telling you, come with your first two solutions and let's have positive criticism. Let us say
Yeah,
this league is poorly ran. This league could be better if we had special event nights like they have even in football and anywhere else. Super Sunday, whatnot. Like Monday Night Football in American. Like we need to have things where you have deliberately put specific big games that can generate more revenue and attention. That is the start of a positive talk. Then somebody else chimes in. Then we move forward. It is when you assemble a lot of those thoughts, and I bring you back to the team managers. Because the federation, once they see that on Facebook, Instagram, that doesn't matter. When they get into a meeting, I'll tell you now, the playoffs this year will be 5-5-5. I believe so. We voted it, right?
yeah,
It is not KBF who said it, it's we who said it. In fact, they had a lot of reservations about the number of games that we were trying to impose on
yeah,
teams based on financial logistics in case teams were from a different county. We, the team managers, forced it. Okay?
yes,
We cannot come tomorrow and tell you it is a very strenuous schedule. We picked it. Let me make you laugh. In the meeting was around, I think, the fifth, sixth, something of just early month, somewhere early October, I think fifth or something, fourth or fifth. A lot of people voted for 19th of October to start the league, 12th, okay, and
yeah,
27th, right? Then a couple of us said no, 2nd of November. The same guys who voted for the early dates called for game postponements, didn't register players. Basically, we're not ready to start on the 2nd. How do you demand to play on the 12th of October and you're not ready on the 2nd of November? That's what I'm telling you. You must understand how dysfunctional we
yeah,
are. Okay?
yeah,
We say things and then we backtrack on them. We back off. And then we leave the person we put to execute on it. And everybody says it's their fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault entirely. They have a fault in it at some level, maybe because you can also switch up the fixtures. But the point is, let us make sure the team managers are more accountable because they're the reason we are where we are. Everything that you see in the documents, from league competitions to constitution, it comes from a vote from team managers. Okay? We
yeah,
present, we vote, we move. It's very few things that are just done by the executive committee. Most is done by the governing council, which is the biggest and the most powerful body. The NEC is there to oversee things and they can suggest like they did for certain things, which is okay. So generally that's where it is.